Hello everyone, the Kentucky Patriot here. We're back out on the range. I've done some center fire testing, and it's not center fire like the round center fire rim fire, but Sinter Fire, S-I-N-T-E-R-F-I-R-E, and 9 and 40. And then I guess somebody from their company watched one of these videos and they sent me a gel block to test this round in the gel block. So if you've not seen that video, they performed fantastic in the gel block. Now, I am not sponsored by this company. I am not endorsed by this company. I do not get paid by this company. They just sent me a gel block and for me to test their rounds, and I did. Well, today I'm back out here with their ammunition. This is Sinter Fire Special Duty in 45 ACP again. Like I said, I've tested it in 9 and 40 as well, but this time, instead of a gel block, I'm gonna do the meat target. And what we're gonna have is we've cut a pair of jeans, so we've got 2 layers of denim in the front. The meat target, kind of like Paul Harrell uses, except with oranges, we use a gallon jug. So it's going to be denim, meat, water jug, and then on the back will be the same thing to repeat, like a torso, the process with another rib on the back, and then 2 layers of denim all tied together. So like I said, the results were fantastic with the ballistics gel, but now we're going to test these rounds out with, like I said, the meat target. Now, these are kind of unusual. I don't know if she can zoom in here, if she can see these. They are a hollow point round, but they are very small cavity here. But now what's unusual about these is they are 45 ACP, but they're 155 grain, which is very light for your normal 230 grain or 180 defense round. So I would say the velocity is quite a bit more than what you're used to with the 45 ACP, which is good for a self-defense round. But I don't have a chronograph to see what the actual velocities are. If somebody from Sinter Fire maybe is watching this video, or somebody that's shot these in 45 ACP, has chronographed these before and knows the velocity, please leave in the comments below. Not only would it help me, it would help everybody else. But they are light and they are very easy to shoot. The recoil isn't bad at all. So we're going to put it to the test. Sinter Fire 45 ACP. My test gun will be a Colt government model, your regular 5-inch barrel, 1911. Let's see how she performs. And I try to explain what we're shooting, what we're doing, because there are folks that are interested in rounds for carry, for home defense, and how they perform in different rounds. So not to sour the video or start off the video with a bad note, but if your comment is you talk too much, this video on this channel probably isn't for you. You can watch a 10-second TikTok video or something. But anyway, these glasses are, I'm not endorsed by anybody, but these glasses I got in Tac Pack, they are Wiley X and they're yellow. If you need some shooting glasses at a reasonable price, these are fantastic, and they're yellow. They really brighten the the scenery when the sun starts to go down, so they're really handy to have. Just thought I'd let you know. But anyway, we're going to try it here, 45 ACP, Sinter Fire against the meat target. Let's see how she performs. I took my eyes and ears off, but I didn't touch anything. Here's the entry wound, and that's crazy. Because you think on a 45 how big the bullet is, but really the entry wound isn't that big until it starts hitting ribs. And look at that. That's a pretty good shot there. I'm a big guy with big hands, so that's a pretty good entry wound there. We had a little mishap a while back. My buddy, New York Prepper, if you don't know who that is, we've made a lot of videos together. Go check out his channel. He brought up his 10mm, and he was sighting it in, and it took one a little bit low. That happens, but he's a great guy with a great channel. Check my buddy out, but he left his mark here for me to remember him by. Of course, had no problem. You see the entry point here. No, I'm sorry. Here would be the entry point right here, because I had it set up sticker side out. So here is the entry point, and here is the exit. Busted it all to pieces. I may set this up and try it again. She'll come back over here, actually try to duplicate this all over again. But if you don't know how these perform and you're not used to these are not your typical hollow point round that mushrooms out or expands. These have a wound cavity, something like the RIP rounds or the Liberty Special Forces rounds. But here is a piece of the projectile there. And then as we come back over here, let's see what happened here. We certainly had an exit wound. As you can see, it went completely through both sides of the denim. And we've got a 45 ACP hole here. So pretty good damage to the, this is cool. This is actually one of the fragmentations. Or this may be the bullet itself, but there's obviously a hole here. As you can see, my fingers through it. There's a hole here you can see, and it looks like there was something that hit here. It looks like there is not a hole here. I don't know how good this camera's picking it up. There's not a hole here, but you can tell it definitely took a little bit on the back. And then I will, this is embedded into this rib. I mean, it's literally, here's the rib. I don't know if you can see this, but here's the rib start, and here's the rib over here. This is embedded in the rib. It's not just in the meat, it's actually in the rib. I don't know if I can get this out on camera. I may have to try to dig this out, but I will try to dig this out, and we'll see what we can find. See what, this may be the actual centerpiece of the projectile, or maybe a fragment, I can't tell. We'll dig it out, and we'll show you what happened with the results. This was the fragment. It looked like a bigger piece than what it was, and it was embedded into the wound, or the rib here. You can see the wound cavity there. I can get it back in there, something like that. I'll get it back in when we get it back out, but that is what it is. I wish I had something to weigh it. It's a pretty good piece of lead. It's not certainly 230 grains because the original round wasn't that big, but it's still a pretty good chunk of lead. So we see some definite, so this was probably the main round, the big piece. And it, so if you're looking for penetration, there it is. And then we've got some other little wound channels here. So like I said, I'm not endorsed. Whether you buy this, whether you don't, I'm not encouraging you to buy it. I'm not encouraging you not to buy it. I'm just showing you the results. But I will say this, for a company to send me their rounds in 45 ACP and to send me a ballistics gel to test an independent channel, not in a lab, not somewhere they can skew the cameras, not somewhere where they can, fudge the clips, but send it to an independent channel to test out their product. Those companies are usually pretty confident in the results of their product. But I just don't want you to think that I'm a paid endorsement or that I get paid for, by any company. I do not. I do this for my learning, for your entertainment, and just to demonstrate and test these rounds. So there you have it. Set it up again. It's actually the same pieces of meat, the same pieces of denim, just a different water jug. We want to test it again, see how she performs. And I do have a couple extra meat targets, but we're going to try to test another round today while we're out here. So here it is. Let's see what kind of results we get if we try to duplicate the exact same test. We've tested 45 ACP rounds, in other videos, even using just the ball ammo. So if you're interested in 45 ACP and how different rounds perform, check it out. But now I do want to tell you this: when you do carry a round, make sure the ammo runs in your gun. Or if you do carry a certain round, make sure that you test it with your gun, because a lot of times if you have a smaller compact or subcompact gun, whatever the case may be, and it's different than a test barrel, you may or may not get results depending on the velocities, especially with handgun rounds. Shooting a big round, results can definitely be different. But I was testing it with, like I said, a 5-inch barrel. But those guys that don't think 45 is any count, I've heard people say that I-45 is slow and weak or different, whatever the case may be. I totally disagree. I'm not talking just center fire or just ball ammo. I'm talking across the board. 45 ACP is absolutely a fantastic round. Now, the reason I do not carry it is because it's just too big. It's hard for me to carry a 1911 full size, concealed. But I absolutely love a 1911. I absolutely love 45 ACP. So if it's too big to carry, I totally understand. But in the camp of they're not relevant for self-defense, I totally disagree. Again, it's hard to believe that's a 45 round going in, because it doesn't really look like it's a 45 going in. But now here is the entry point. We can tell right here, these were the ribs from earlier. This time it hit this and absolutely chewed it up, carried some denim with it. So that actually hit a rib on the way in that time. and there was no sticking in there. It blew its way through. Like I said, these were the ribs from earlier. And a little bit of rib juice never hurt nobody. This was pretty cool. The impact, it danced across the table. Well, literally, when my wife shut off the camera, she said, "Did you see that dance across the table? That was really cool." There is fragmentation everywhere. Now, this table has been used to clean fish, and we're country folks. You know, it's an outdoor table, and we've used it to shoot meat targets, so it has its scars, but that is all fragmentation, as I'm showing you in this demonstration. And it could have been where it hit the rib on the front, but there is literally pieces everywhere. These tables are fantastic too. They're cheap, they're affordable. You fold them up, you take them, spray them off, Lysol them good, and they are good to go. So perfect for cleaning fish, for you fishermen out there. Now here is the denim on the back. And it looks like it hit here. Okay, I'm trying, because this was a hole from earlier up top, it looks like. But see, here's the hole from earlier, here and here. But it may have stopped here because I see a big pocket of, it did. It looks like it did stop in the last, because I only see one hole. It looks like it did. There's just one hole here. There's just meat splatter everywhere, and it hit here, and it made it, well, I think maybe it did make it through. It looks like maybe it did. It's so hard to tell which hole. Maybe it didn't. I'm sorry. I'm trying to show you as I see it, and it's hard to tell. I'll investigate further, but I am not sure we have a complete pass through with this one, because I believe that hole was there. The way it was angled was made from the other 45 round that we shot. I think it just kind of hit here and splattered some goo. But we can tell here if it made it through the ribs. It looked like it did with no problem. There's some nasty, so it looks like it hit a rib on the way in and hit a rib on the way out. Some pretty nasty, now that's a big size hole right there in that rib. And here's some fragmentation. I don't know if that's from earlier, but it definitely put that big hole in the back. And it looked like it did not completely pass through that second rib. But you can look for yourself at the gel block, because some people, all they talk about is penetration. They want those extreme penetrators that because they're afraid it won't get to vitals. Other people want expansion. Other people want fragmentation. Which is right? Which should you choose? It's all up to you. Of course, in my opinion, we want enough, obviously, penetration to reach the vitals. That's why the FBI has the protocol in ballistics gel of a certain depth of penetration. But to me, on a self-defense round, you want something besides just penetration. We understand you got to reach the vitals, which most rounds will, but you have to watch about just leaving a hole in and a hole out, especially with the small handgun calibers. And all handgun calibers are basically small, 40, 45 ACP and 40. Not the bullet itself, but I'm talking about the power that it generates isn't the same as a rifle caliber. You know, it's not the same as your 30-06 or your shotgun. So to me, my opinion, in EDC or home defense, for using a gun like this for home defense, you want something that will expand. Of course, like I said, the FBI protocol, you want to make sure, which I did test through ballistics gel, but you still want to have some kind of bullet expansion or fragmentation or some kind of wound channel, so you don't just have a hole in and a hole out. Now, again, if it's a rifle caliber where you've got 3,000 feet a second, you know, then that's a whole different ball game. But you're not going to get those velocities with a handgun caliber. So to have some kind of fragmentation or some kind of expansion, to me, is very important. So anyway, you've seen the results for yourself. I appreciate you watching. Would you do me a huge favor? Would you like, share, and subscribe? I'd really like to reach the 10,000 subscriber mark. It means so much to us. I appreciate all you guys for watching. Leave a link, or I'll leave a link in the description below for New York Prepper. Would you please check out his channel? Such a great guy, great friend. We've got some more videos hopefully coming soon. Hopefully he'll be back here in a month or two, and we'll try to make some more videos for you. Let us know in the comments below anything you'd like to see. We did a lot of big bore last time, 500 Magnum, the elephant gun, the 416, a lot of big bore stuff. Is there something else you'd like to see? Would you like to see some more big bore stuff? Would you like to see us shoot things with it or tannerite, or would you like to see maybe smaller calibers for defense, like, you know, 22, 9mm, 9mm, 40, 45, whatever the case may be? He's got that 10mm 1911. Let us know what you'd like to see, and we'll try our best to accommodate you. Like I said, please like, share, subscribe. Check me out on Instagram, Facebook. Wish you and yours the very best. May God bless you. The Kentucky Patriot, signing off.